Hi everyone, welcome back to the Alvarez Sports Pod. My name is Gogo. I have some NFL news for you today. So Daniel Jones recently signed with the Colts for 1 year, $14 million for the season. So last season, Daniel Jones was cut from the Giants. I think it was like mid-season. He decided to join the Vikings. He thought it would be a better situation for him because with the Giants as it wasn't going good, and he wasn't playing good either. And the Giants decided to move on after screwing up and signing Daniel over Saquon, and we saw Saquon go off to win a Super Bowl. So now we have a quarterback competition with the Colts. Anthony Richardson, unfortunately, hasn't lived up to the hype where he was selected. He's struggling throwing the football, and his accuracy issues have been really low. Well, he's the least. I think he's the least accurate quarterback in the NFL. So he hasn't been performing well. He tapped out of a game last season, which it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I think that's why they also decided to bring in a backup quarterback or quarterback to compete with Anthony, and hoping Anthony would, take that next level, but I don't see him taking the next level. He's not good. He has lack of experience playing as a quarterback. Even at Florida, that was the issue coming out of Florida, where I think he only played 18 games. So, you're still seeing it in the NFL. Like the lack of experience shows up in every game, and with this quarterback competition, I don't really see it helping Anthony maybe a little bit, but I think Daniel Jones will win the starting job. Maybe that's why he did decide to go over here, join the Colts, but he should have probably stayed with the Vikings. Dude, you could have just backed up JJ McCarthy for what, $5 million? Just sit there and just help JJ, like, hey, this is how you do it, this is how not to do it, and that would have been a better situation for him. But now you go to Indy, where it's a quarterback competition, which he's probably going to win the starting job. Anthony's not that good, and so with probably Daniel Jones winning that job, I don't really see the Colts winning that many games. So the Colts will probably be set up to have a top pick. Maybe Archie Manning will declare for the NFL draft next season, and maybe the Colts have a shot at taking Archie Manning. And Jim Irsay would be very happy to take Archie. Jumping on to Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills recently cut Von Miller, and I think it was like 2 days ago or a day ago, they signed Joey Bosa, his replacement. Now, with Joey, we know he's a good player, but he has injuries, and that's what's derailed his career. But honestly, I thought he was going to join the 49ers to play with his brother, because his mom was saying, like, hey, if we have both kids playing on the same team, travel will be a lot easier. We don't have to travel this way or that way. So Joey decides to sign with the Bills. Obviously, the Bills did offer him more money, and maybe with him joining the Bills, he does have a higher chance of winning Super Bowl. We know with the Bills, they've been close, but they haven't gotten to that next level. So maybe Joey can have a good season, stay healthy, be part of something that he's never been part of, because let's be real, the Chargers, he's never gotten that far. So with the Bills, hopefully they can, get over the hump, make it to the Super Bowl, and he can win the Super Bowl. And if he has a good season, maybe next season, he can probably get a massive deal from another team, because we know Buffalo's not going to pay him a lot of money, but another team that's desperate for a defensive end, especially if he stays healthy, a team is probably going to willing to pay him up more money, and like, hey, dude, come over here, we'll offer you more money, and and that's good for Joey, because you're in this business to make money and win championships. So hopefully for Joey it works out. I think it will. Um, just I hope it doesn't get hurt, man. I just hope. Jumping back to the Vikings. So Vikings. Recently, uh, I guess there have been some reports saying that J.J. McCarthy was going to be the starter for the season, but the Vikings organization hasn't really said that. I mean, they're not. I don't expect the Vikings to write a freaking statement and say, "Well, we're gonna roll with JJ." And now there's reports saying that um, the Vikings are looking for a veteran quarterback, and one of those veteran quarterbacks is Aaron Rodgers, which I said on my last episode. I think ideally Rodgers is the fit for the Vikings, where he can take. I think he can take this team to the next level, which the next level would be the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if they will win it, but they probably have a higher chance of winning the Super Bowl. But so with Rodgers, so that's it's good that he's interested in his job, or we think he's interested because with Rodgers, I never said anything. I don't know where people are getting all this information, blah blah blah. So Mr. Rogers is a old hippie. So I think yesterday the Daily Mail took a photo of Rogers, had a blanket and some headphones, and it looked like he was just staring at the ocean, which that's Rogers for you. So with Rogers, I guess he is intrigued with the Vikings job, and the Steelers. It seems like he does show some interest with the Steelers too. Unfortunately, these fan bases for both, I would say more for the Steelers. The Steelers are fan bases getting more agitated because they want their quarterback, and they just recently signed Mason Rudolph. Steelers signing Mason Rudolph is not going to blow the fans over. Like, they already seen how that worked out. So they're probably hoping Rodgers would join the Steelers, but I think Rodgers should go with the Vikings. Take less money, go to the Vikings. You probably have a higher chance to win a Super Bowl. And on top of that, you get to face your old team, the team that traded you away, although it seems like you burned that bridge. But, you know what I mean. So hopefully Rodgers comes out of his freaking bat cave, wherever he's at. Like, just make a decision, dude. If you want to play or if you don't want to play, then retire. Just move on. And so that's what I have for the Vikings. Hopefully he does join the Vikings. Like, dude, this is your opportunity because he's been contemplating that he wants another championship. This is your chance. Take it, dude, if you want it. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. So we all know Devontae he loves his number 17. And with the Rams, Puka has the number 17. So I think Puka had gone on I think a show or a podcast saying that he would take $2 million or he would take some Taco Bell, which I think Puka took the freaking Taco Bell over the money just to switch the jersey numbers. So hopefully we'll see Puka in some commercials with Devontae Adams eating Taco Bell, and hopefully also Puka gets a Taco Bell restaurant in his house like Devontae Adams, which that's pretty awesome. You could just go up there and get a freaking taco. DeAndre Hopkins recently signed with the Ravens. Last year he was traded from the Titans he was on the Titans and then he was traded to the Chiefs, which I told him, I have a friend that's a Chiefs fan, and I was very happy for him. Like, dude, you got D-Hop. Like, you guys got D-Hop. And, you guys going to win the Super Bowl. Honestly, D-Hop did play good a couple of games, and then after that, it went down the hill. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was hurt or it's just teams were scheming better to get him, scheming him away from the game so Patrick can look elsewhere. And it just didn't. I don't think it worked out with the Chiefs, especially in the Super Bowl. I mean, he did have a couple catches, but that was pretty much in garbage time. So he didn't really have a good season with the Chiefs. Hopefully with the Ravens, with the Lamar, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Derrick Henry. He has, hopefully it's better. And, I think it's like $4 million he signed for, so it's not really a lot of money. So hopefully next season better. Maybe he can go back to the Super Bowl, show off like, hey, this is what I'm capable. Maybe win a damn championship. All right, moving on. 49ers. So recently the 49ers have let go. They traded Debo. They let go of Dre Greenlaw. They let go of I'm going to botch his name. Hufanga. I'm sorry, I cannot say his name. Travarius Ward. Jalen Moore, who was the backup for Trent Williams. He went to the Chiefs. Chiefs obviously are desperate for offensive line help, and so they paid this guy a lot of money, even though he's only started a couple of games. Maybe the Chiefs saw something that we didn't see. But anyways, also lost Aaron Banks to the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Banks, I don't see the hype. I don't know why you would pay him top dollar, but that's free agency. Teams are going to overpay like crazy. So Aaron Banks joins the Packers. Honestly, this situation feels like the 49ers are reloading, and I think they're going to follow the blueprint of the Rams, where the Rams decided to get very young on defense, and they did have success last season. The Rams did, but they did start off shaky, and then they got slowly better throughout the whole season, and they did. They faced the Eagles, and the Rams were the only ones to, present issues to the Eagles. So I think the 49ers are trying to replicate that blueprint what the Rams did. The only issue is hitting on draft picks is very hard, and the Rams did get the Rams did get lucky because the draft is a crapshoot. You're not going to hit on every pick, and the Rams did excellent. So the 49ers are probably looking to do the same thing. And also, I think with letting all these players go, you're also freeing the books where you're open to signing Brock Purdy to a long-term contract extension. Whether that's $45 million or $55 million a season, that's to be determined. We're probably all going to blow off and say, no, that he's not worth it, but that's the quarterback market. That's where it's going for. Maybe he'll decide to take a team discount. Maybe he should. I mean, honestly, the 49ers took you to the last pick. Maybe you should take a home team discount and don't have to put your team in cap hell, especially if you're going to be, well, you won't be in cap hell, but you don't want a quarterback like him, you don't want him making $55 million a season and you're like, well, we're paying you $55 now. We expect you to be like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and we all know Brock Purdy's not even remotely close to those quarterbacks. So maybe, well, you can make the argument he's better than Dak, but we're looking at how much Dak is making, and Dak is not worth that amount of money either. So maybe the 49ers can woo him like, hey, we'll offer you this, just take the discount, and we'll supply you with some good players. We'll build around you, and we'll make another run in the Super Bowl. And hopefully this time we can get over the hump and win that freaking trophy, because the Niners haven't been able to do it, unfortunately. And to win a championship, it is hard. I understand, but they've been right there. They just cannot get it done. Gardner Minshew recently signed with the Chiefs today. As for the backup of Patrick Mahomes. That's one's interesting. I did not expect Gardner Minshew to sign with the Chiefs. It's pretty funny to see Uncle Rico with the Chiefs. So, my boy Aaron, hopefully you don't see Uncle Rico playing or starting for Patrick. Hopefully Patrick stays on the field than on the bench. Mike Williams is back with the Chargers. Good to see him back with his old team. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He knows how to catch the ball. He has a big body. He's a big body wide receiver, so He is good. Key is he has to stay healthy. Raheem Mostert recently signed with the Raiders. Um, with the Raiders signing Raheem, I don't think the Raiders are pressured to take a running back in the first round. They can look at other options, wide receiver, defensive player. So Raheem is good. He's a touchdown machine. Although last season, I think it was a letdown because he was always. I think he was hurt. So, but the year before he performed really good. I think he had like 23 touchdowns, something like that. He was up there. Russell Wilson. I guess yesterday or this morning. I think it was yesterday. Russell Wilson was visiting the Browns, and with the Browns, Deshaun Watson, again he ruptured his Achilles, so we know Watson's not playing this season, and the Eagles and the Browns made a trade which the Browns acquired Kenny Pickett. So I can see why the Browns want to invite Russell, for to evaluate him and everything. Russell Wilson started off good. Same thing like who else? Man. Anyways, Russell Wilson started off good, and then as he got to the end of this, Russell Wilson played like Sam Darnold. There we go. Where they started off good, and then at the end of the season, they just fell off the freaking cliff. But so recently, Russell is now visiting the Browns. He left the Browns without a contract. Now he's going to go visit the Giants. And I think he will sign with the Giants. The only issue is Brian Daboll reminds me of Sean Payne, and we saw how Sean Payne and Russell collided with heads because, Russell's very positive and he has this outgoing, like, well, we got to do this, guys. And I don't think he wants a yeller, but honestly, you don't have much options if it's the Browns or the Giants. So he might join the Giants. I don't see him joining the Browns. I think the Browns are going to take a different approach. I think when it comes to the draft, they're probably going to say, well, we have Kenny Pickett, and we know Kenny Pickett's not going to, take this team to the next level. So most likely the Browns will draft a quarterback, and I'm hoping the Browns will just set the rookie quarterback if they do draft a quarterback, like just sit him on the bench. But Browns history has shown you that they just throw these quarterbacks into the field and with the dogs, and it always ends up bad. But hopefully they take it this time a different approach. Let Kenny pick his start, let the rookie sit on the bench, and hopefully by week 8 you can start the rookie. Or if Kenny's doing good, which I highly doubt he's going to be doing good because that division is hard. So hopefully by week 8, they might have a rookie quarterback come in, start playing, and build for the future. Because, with Watson, you can't blame the head coach or the general manager. That came from the owner. The owner decided, we're going to pay you $245 million guaranteed, and we know no NFL GM is going to do that freaking contract without going to the owner, and the owner approved it. So hopefully with the rookie quarterback they draft, because I think they're going to go with that rookie quarterback. If they get that rookie quarterback and it pans out, like by week 8 they start him and like, okay, this guy's looking good, they can get rid of Watson. Myles Garrett will probably be happy, and they can start rebuilding again. Well, not rebuilding, but retool, because with rookie quarterback contracts, you can be able to build around the team really quick to get to that Super Bowl, or to get to the playoffs, then get to the Super Bowl. But it gives you that opportunity, that window. I think it's like a 4-year window where you have a chance to go all in and go for it, win that damn Super Bowl. So, I think Russell Wilson ends up with Brian Daboll. And like I said, Brian Daboll and Joe Shine, I think Joe Shine is the GM of the Giants. They need a win, and this might be their only option because I don't see Rodgers going to the Giants. I'm sorry. I I don't even know why the hell he would go there. I know he lives in New York or New Jersey, but if I'm Rodgers, like I said, go to the Vikings. Vikings, go to the Vikings, brother. Maybe the Steelers, but just go to the Vikings though. Um, so I think Russell Wilson ends up with the Giants, and like Daniel Jones, I don't see the Giants having success. Um, I don't even think they're gonna have a shot at a rookie quarterback or top those. I don't think they're gonna have a shot at Cam Ward or Shador, but um, most likely Brian Daboll and Joe Shine will be fired too, like Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen. Unfortunately, that's just the way the NFL business goes. Um, Honestly, these teams like the Giants and the Colts should have just followed what the. I know it's hard to find a good quarterback, but if you knew Seattle was going to trade for Geno, maybe you should have traded for Geno too. Like, offer more. I know Geno's not worth the second, but you gotta try. And I know the Giants did try to get Matthew Stafford, but that didn't work. But also the Raiders tried to get Matthew Stafford, yet they pivoted and got Geno. So the Giants could have done the same thing, but these two teams, I know quarterbacks are hard to find, but you gotta do better because Russell Wilson is not the same. Daniel Jones is. We know what Daniel Jones is. He's not good. So that's all the news I have today. In the next video, I'm gonna do a mock draft. That one's gonna be very hard to do, but I think I'm capable of doing it. If you have any suggestions for your teams, like who you were looking for your teams to be drafted, let me know. The comments will be working this time. I figured out how to get it working, so you guys can comment whatever you guys want me to add to the pod. I know a couple of my boys want me to add hockey, especially hockey playoffs are coming back. So I'll definitely be talking about hockey and WNBA, Women's League, women's basketball. Mostly talking about Caitlin Clark because we know Caitlin Clark. She's pretty damn good. And maybe some baseball. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about it. Baseball is really boring. But I have a boy that wants me to talk about his Giants, so maybe we'll talk about his Giants. But NBA, I think from this point on, I'm going to talk about Warriors and Kings. Only because those teams, I live in Sac, so I see Sacramento play, and I did grow up as a Warriors fan, so we'll just go with that. We'll just cover those two teams, and then maybe a team goes off or something, then I'll talk about it. But as for right now, I'm going to keep it two teams, and we'll see how that goes from there. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Like and subscribe.